Hello, my friends. Today, I will take you on a hypnotic journey through the life of Christ, taking you through his death and what went down on that day, through him rising from the dead and appearing to over 500 people, and in the lives of many others today because he lives. This journey will also attempt to dispel some myths revolving around the details of his ministry. I will also hopefully cause you to question everything you thought you knew about Christianity. Because I am not a hypnotist myself, this will be a very watered down version of hypnosis that should not even be considered anything but amateur. Now please, I want you to lay back in a comfortable position, close your eyes, breathe deeply, in and out, breathe again, in and out, and try to picture everything I will take you through. Prologue. Here is a summary of Jesus' life before his death. He was born of a virgin in Bethlehem. When he was a young one, he went toe-to-toe in debate with the biggest religious scholars of the time. If you were there, you would have seen numerous miracles, from the man walking with his bed to feeding the 500. He would become so popular that the arrogant, self-righteous leaders want him dead due to alleged heresy. I am going through this to help anyone see that it is not only ridiculous, that is not ridiculous to believe in Christ, but that it is ridiculous not to believe. And I will be doing this through 3 acts. Act 1. He died. Imagine this. Jesus is taken by the Pharisees and sentenced to death by crucifixion. This crucifixion will be different than most other crucifixions, as it will attempt to cause the most suffering possible. You as a bystander, who likely began following him because you witnessed his miracles, you watched them bound him to a stump and use a Roman whip on him. Keep in mind, this Roman whip is not what we assume a whip is today. This whip was fixtured with bone and teeth fragments, along with metal balls. As the Roman soldiers whip Jesus, a person looking on, like you, may see the skin and blood from his back be spread about as he is whipped. His very muscles would be visible as he loses blood by the minute. After the flogging, they force Jesus to carry his own cross. Due to blood loss, he repeatedly collapses. This is a sorrowful sight for anyone who knows he is innocent. After he gets to the peak of Calvary, you see the soldiers lay Jesus down on the cross and pound nails into his hands and through his feet. These nails will be basically stakes today, as they are metal and probably around 2 feet long, and they go deep into his hands and feet. You can see him cry in agony as he is put vertical on the mountain. You will see him forcing himself to raise and lower his body manually just to breathe, as he slowly dies of asphyxiation. Despite his misery, he still finds the time to ask God to forgive his accusers and comfort the thief on the cross next to him. This very thief would earlier mock him as he suffers, but now he believes. And that's all it took. After Jesus died a slow and painful death on the cross, a Roman soldier pierced his side with a spear, and both blood and water came out. No one could fake that. As the day ends, you see the sky turn black as the night. And then an earthquake happens. And this shatters everything, including the very thick and very tall and very heavy veil in the temple. The veil was torn in two. Act 2. He rose. 3 days after the worst event in human history just happened, it would turn into the greatest event in human history. The first people to see a resurrected Jesus is a group of women, including both Marys. If you are a woman, you may have seen the empty tomb as well. As you read the historical accounts, you will realize how unusual this is. If the disciples made up a story about Jesus returning from the dead, the last thing they would claim is that only women found the empty tomb. Because back in that time, the testimony of women were not seen as equal. This is unusual as well, because unless they were simply recording what happened, if you were there to witness his post-humanist miracles, you would have been one of over 500 witnesses. It is one thing to claim that one person seeing Jesus walking around is either crazy or having a hallucination. It is quite another thing to claim that over 500 people had the exact same vision. There have been psychologists through history that claim that that would have been a bigger miracle than the resurrection itself. The word that would spread around after Jesus' ascension would be that the disciples who claimed to have seen him would later go on to their bloody deaths. This is what you will have heard through the water bend of the day, as news did not travel the same way as it does now. It is not unusual for people to die for what they believe. John Jones and his followers did when they drank the cyanide poison here in America. The 9/11 terrorists did, believing that they would receive a reward of 73 virgins. And the Christians in North Korea died for what they believed as well, even watching their kids get crushed by a steamroller first. As their bones braked, they were singing hymns, knowing what awaited them. It is unusual for those to die for what they knew to be a lie. No one ever dies for what they know is a lie. So the only other choices are that all 500, all of the apostles were crazy, or they were lying, or they saw Jesus alive again. What do you believe is more likely? What could have convinced these disciples of Jesus who suffered brutal deaths that they saw Jesus rise again? What could have given them that level of confidence? Would you die for something that you believed like this? If you saw this, would you die for it? As Christians, we all hope we would. Act 3. He lives. Maybe the biggest impact that Jesus had was after his alleged ascension. After the events of his life and death, Christianity spreads further and wider than any force known to man. It came at a perfect time, and it spread to more diverse cultures than any ideology ever. Christianity and the life of Jesus has left more artifacts than many established philosophers of the time, like Plato and Aristotle. No ancient document even comes close to the amount of evidence we have of Jesus' life and death. One may ask, why didn't Jesus come today with technology to record it? If you didn't already believe, what would modern technology do for you? For instance, if you caught it on camera, it would be just as easy to claim it was special effects. If you had somebody witness Jesus die, similar to an execution, or perhaps even an execution of Jesus from the electric chair or from lethal injection, one could simply claim that it's a conspiracy, that the jail or prison are simply trying to spread the message of a crazy man. No. It makes perfect sense, however, to have it happen when it did. Because the laws of logic still work. No one is going to die for what they know to be a lie. And no one dies for what they saw. Now, we live in a world where nothing is perfect and everything barely works. Wouldn't it be nice to know that there is something or someone who can fix it? Humans are left with two choices. Either this is the way the world is and nothing can be done. The way you are is the way you are. Whether you are impulsive, mentally broken, deformed, or any other issues you might have. For you, in this worldview, this is as good as it gets. Or there is someone who promises to fix what ails you, that this life is as bad as it gets, and we are promised a new life with a new body. When you look through history, there is only one option for this. History is full of dead options, but when you look at the live options, you get a list of one. There is only one option living that can fix you. And if that's true, then you want to be part of it. C.S. Lewis once said, if Christianity is not true, it's of no importance. But if Christianity is true, nothing in the world is more important. You can also be part of something that allows objective, intrinsic values. In a secular, atheistic world, you are not valuable. and I am not valuable. You are not valuable, and I am not valuable. We are simply chemical accidents where my values and those of Hitler's are equally correct, and any difference is subjective preference. But in a Christian world, we have value, and ending someone's life in murder is objectively wrong. You are also objectively valuable to God, even if you don't always feel that way. One thing that needs to be stressed is salvation in Christianity is not a feeling. This is an important distinction, as many or every other religion claims that you will feel good if you accept. But Christianity and the Bible claims no such thing. While Christians do have intrinsic joy, we are not promised a cushy life, nor are we promised the feeling of salvation, even if it's guaranteed. But this is good, because human emotions are broken. And it wouldn't be nice to be guaranteed something, even if you don't always feel it. I think so. So that's really all that I want to take you on. Where are you in your life right now? Maybe you're like me. Maybe things sometimes work and sometimes don't. Maybe you have some kind of mental sickness. Maybe you have some kind of physical sickness. This world is broken, and we break it more every day. But we do have a list of one person who promises to fix it. Man can't do it because man can do nothing but break. Men are corrupt. But there is one who promises to, if you let him. And that's all I ask, is for you to think about it. And that is the journey I want to take you on today. And now you can slowly breathe and open your eyes. Wake up and continue your day or night. Even if everything I have taken you through has not resonated completely with you, I hope that it gets you to at least think something about Christianity and Jesus that you haven't thought about yet. I want to thank you very much for coming through this journey with me. So thank you very much, and God bless. Hello my friends, thank you for watching this very experimental video. I wanted to do an hypnotic type of video without, actual hypnosis, because I'm not licensed to do that. I was actually inspired, the type of speaking I was doing was inspired by another video by an artist called ASMR Nebula. I will post the specific video in the description below if you're curious. But please tell me in the comments below if I relaxed in any way, and if you want to see more videos that are similar to this, and if so, what topics do you want me to cover? Like maybe a journey through someone else, or maybe it doesn't have to be a journey. Maybe I can just speak to you in a hypnotic way. I don't know. I'm just trying to get feedback. But thank you very much for watching. If you aren't subscribed, please do subscribe and click that bell to be notified when I post. Thank you very, very much for watching, and God bless.